Why your body is always slightly stressed. The kind of stress you don't notice. There was a day where nothing went wrong. No tests, no deadlines, no arguments, just a normal day. And still, by the end of it, I felt tired in a way that didn't make sense. Not exhausted, not overwhelmed. Just slightly drained. It wasn't obvious enough to call stress, but it didn't feel like rest either. That's when the thought came up. What if stress doesn't always feel like stress? When normal is actually tension, we usually think of stress as something intense. Big events, pressure, panic. But most of the time, it's quieter than that. It's in small things. Checking your phone constantly. Thinking about what's next before finishing what you're doing. That low-level tension starts to feel normal because it's always there. You don't notice it because you don't remember what it feels like without it. The day that never fully stops. Even when the day looks calm on the outside, your mind rarely pauses. You move from one task to another, but your thoughts don't reset in between. Something from earlier stays in the background. Something from later is already pulling your attention forward. It's like your brain is always slightly ahead or slightly behind, but never fully where you are. A school day that feels fine but isn't. I've noticed this especially during school days. You go from class to class, finish assignments, talk to people, and everything seems fine. But there's always something running underneath. A test coming up, something you forgot to do. A message you haven't replied to. None of it feels overwhelming on its own, but together it creates this constant low pressure that never really turns off. Why your body stays in on mode. Your body responds to all of this, even if you don't label it as stress. Your heart rate stays slightly elevated. Your muscles stay a little tense. Your breathing might be a bit shallow without you realizing it. It's not enough to trigger alarm, but it's enough to keep your body in a constant on state, and over time that uses more energy than you expect. The illusion of rest, even when you take a break, your body doesn't always switch off immediately. You might sit down, scroll, or try to relax, but your mind is still active. Still processing, still jumping between thoughts. So even though you're not doing anything physically demanding, your body is not fully resting. It's just shifting into a different kind of activity. What happens when it becomes your baseline? After a while, this slightly stressed state starts to feel like you're normal. You don't question it because it's consistent. But that consistency can be misleading. Just because something feels normal does not mean it is balanced. It might just mean your body has adapted to it. The moment you actually notice it, sometimes you only notice the difference when something changes. A quiet moment without interruptions. A day where your mind feels clear. A moment where your body feels light instead of tense. And it feels unusual, almost unfamiliar. That's when you realize how much tension you are carrying without noticing it. Final thoughts. Maybe your body isn't always stressed in the way you expect. Maybe it's just slightly on edge all the time. Not enough to stop you, but enough to slowly drain your energy. And once you start noticing that feeling, it becomes harder to ignore, because then the question shifts from "am I stressed?" to something else. What would it feel like if I wasn't? Thanks for watching.